Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn, October 26, 2022. Saturn has just ended its retrograde, turning direct in your solar 6th house. You could begin to get back on track with a diet or fitness plan, chores, or a work project. These things may have stalled in perhaps frustrating ways in the past months. Saturn was retrograde since June. After a reality check of sorts, you're inclined to adopt a more straightforward approach to meeting and facing these responsibilities. The weeks ahead can be particularly active for organization and self-improvement. More structure is useful, and cutting back on certain activities can be necessary to get back on track. Today, a grounded, reasonable approach to your life may be best. News might clarify a previously uncertain situation, or you could draw plans to improve your life. You're willing to put in the effort for something that has longer-term benefits. You have foresight now. Nevertheless, a new moon eclipse will occur tomorrow, possibly setting you on a new path, making today better for reflection or tying up loose ends. Sparkling vibes are whispering over the crests of moonlit waves for you. A fresh trend will last for weeks to come. Sweet Venus, our goddess planet of beauty, attraction, and pleasure, has jumped off the diving board to swim out and perform a perfect water ballet in Scorpio and your solar 3rd house of communication and short-distance travel. With this newfound sparkle, you'll have the charming and persuasive words to tell someone how you feel and mystify their spirit. If you're up for a change of pace, consider short trips to nearby towns and destinations. What do you value in your career path and work and life? Ponder what you need when the moon in Libra conjuncts Mercury in Libra, trines Saturn in Aquarius, and trines Mars in Gemini. You might need to revisit what you should look for or ask for in your job. Perhaps it is time for you to feel more secure in a unique routine or environment that supports your atypical work life. Flexibility is a must as you explore the various paths and opportunities that may come up. It might even be worth discussing if you want or need a second opinion. As Mercury moves into his final days in your income sector, this is not his first rodeo. This will be the second time in just over a month that Mercury has left, but unlike his departure last month, he won't be coming back for a do-over. An alignment with the moon in its final hours in your income sector will bring a sharp nose and head for money together as all planetary activity on the income front moves into its final days. In a moment of insecurity, you may thrive because your tendency is to labor your way through doubt. When your courage returns, it will be wise to check your health goals. Are you focusing too much on diet when you really need to boost your circulation through aerobic exercise? Are you drinking enough water to help your internal organs regulate, or are you using shortcuts? Try to relax your mind enough to get the answers to these questions. Yoga is recommended. The vibrations are going to be a little bit difficult and even negative in the days coming up, but some blue skies will progressively come your way. Indeed, this period is under the best auspices and you can now expect to have a happier future both in your personal and professional life. This is the hour to start things up again, and you can't miss if you try to make your projects more concrete. Whether it is the moon's final hours in your income sector or its return to your communication sector today, both punch above their weight in terms of importance. 2 days after the Sun and Venus left your income sector, with Saturn in his early days in direct motion in your work sector and Mars is final in direct motion in your career sector, the moon is helping to bring the different threads together across all 3 fronts. Equally important is the moon's return to your communication sector and an eclipsing new moon that has the ability to blast through communication barriers. 2 days after Venus, the planet of love returned to your communication sector with the Sun to begin her mission to give your heart and your relationships a voice. Today's eclipsing new moon here is giving this a boost. This triggers the biggest push this year to get the communication lines open, and it comes just 3 days before Jupiter is due to return for a rare double-dip visit to your relationship sector. Our eyes in the sky. Today has some beautiful aspects. As the psychic realms continue to tap on our personal oracular doors, we are all being asked to open our third eye to the messages coming from the other side of the paranormal realms. Jupiter retrograde swims back into Pisces and pulls at our collective need to let go of past emotional wounds and break away from the normal routine. Under the influence of the intense Scorpio sun, you can either let things eat you alive or allow changes to happen the way they're intended. This is a time of year where we're all being asked to let go of mental baggage and evolve to a higher form of ourselves. Once this gets stripped away, you will feel bare and vulnerable for a reason. In fact, right now you're being guided by your ancestral connections, so reach out in whatever way you feel comfortable for signs and clues along the way. You might look at the clock at the same time every day, or you could see little messages around you that let you know you're on the right track. Yes, there are many obstacles right now, but this is also a fantastic opportunity to focus on your inner light and show the world who's boss. In the early morning, the Libra moon trines Saturn in Aquarius, helping us to attend to our responsibilities. Others seek us out for advice, relying on us to make fair judgment calls. In turn, we might seek guidance from elders or community advisors. Under this aspect, we get the most done by taking cues from those who came before us. Getting perspective on the past helps us to innovate old protocols to make them relevant for modern times. We look for cooperative solutions and wind up creating enterprises that are sustainable for all. Mid-morning, the moon conjuncts Mercury in Libra, causing us to become attached to our opinions. This influence is ideal if we need to make a point, but it can also create blind spots in our arguments. Being too emotionally concerned with outcomes makes us desperate to have our rationale validated. If we are not affirmed, we can become upset and passive-aggressive, liable to ice others out for refusing to agree with our position. This is the place from which prejudice is born, as we devise excuses to other those whose sentiments deviate from our own. It is best to keep conversations light at this time.